Hey, Hope community, and welcome to another edition of Courageous Conversations. Today is a special one. We have a mother-son duo in the house. I think everybody who's going to watch this knows these two. We have a shutdown corner in our midst and a powerhouse coach in our midst. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we will get started. So, Coach?
Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Kelly Muldrew. I'm the head girls basketball coach here at Hope High School. I am also a teacher and also the parental engagement facilitator for this campus.
I'm Kaleo Anderson. I'm a 2023 senior, and I'm a sport athlete.
That's right. So who better to talk about what's going on now and where we're going in the future? So y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
So let's do it. Let's talk about some good things. So what are some things that you like about the Hope School District or just the Hope community itself? What's been good to you?
Well, this community is my home. Born and raised here, graduate from here, and it was a blessing to be able to come back and teach and coach at my alma mater. That is actually what was in my senior book.
You kept your senior book?
Of course.
Yeah.
I showed it to my students. I was a powerhouse basketball player, and my goal was to either play in the WNBA, and if I could not achieve that, to come back home and be a coach and a teacher here. So, living the dream.
That's it, living the dream. What about you? What's been good to you?
I just love our coaching staff. Our coaching staff just feels like an extended family. Like, they treat us like we're part of their real family.
That's awesome. And you feel that every day.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's school hours or after school, they're putting in the work. I mean, putting in the work all the time.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Coaches even take me on visits, feed me well. It's nice.
Well, talk about some of that, right? So that's part of student experiences. You've got a lot of opportunities. You're about to graduate and playing football, academics, all kinds of things. So how has Hope prepared you for that, would you say?
I feel like the football staff has really prepared me for the real world. Not only does they teach me how to become a better football player, but they also teach me how to become a better man with like community service opportunities and all that.
That's awesome. So, Coach, we talk about extracurriculars a lot, and with this magnet grant, we're going to lean into a bunch of that. After school is going to be tons of it, tons of extracurriculars happening. What role does that play in the life of a kid?
It plays a tremendous role. People look at sports and all we can think about is winning and losing, but being an athlete teaches you life skills. It teaches you how to be a team player. It teaches you how to happily coexist, even when you may not get along with certain people, because when you enter the job field and outside of school, you're going to have to learn how to get along, agree, and happily coexist with people that you might not see eye to eye with all the time. So you learn how to do all of that by playing sports. It also teaches you perseverance. It teaches you hard work. It teaches you how to be a better person so that you can be a better citizen once you enter the world.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't know if she's preaching to you or preaching to me, but she's preaching. So do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Talk about your perspective. What role does extracurriculars play? You're a sport athlete. In addition to be a wonderful student, what role does it play for you?
I feel like it plays like a major role. It gives you the opportunity to meet new people and like learn how to what's the word? Like cooperate with them, like
Build a rapport,
build like a relationship with everybody.
So you think that's important for college or for the real world, or why is that so important?
It feels like you need to learn how to gel with people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different people in the world, and you need to know everybody has different personalities, and they don't like have the same mind as you.
So go ahead. I'm sorry, Coach.
But that doesn't mean that their view is not as important as yours is. So athletics teaches you that as well.
Yeah.
And it also exposes them to opportunities and things that they may not be able to get in their home life. A lot of our kids in this community come from low-income families. So when we get to travel with sports and other extracurricular activities such as FBLA, FCCLA, band, cheer, they get to venture outside of little bitty Hope and see that there is life outside of here.
So what I've been impressed with, one of the things I've been impressed with is wherever I go, people are proud of Hope. Even if they live in Little Rock or some other state, they're proud of where they come from. So what do you think that is? What do you think that pride is, if you had to boil it all down? Because I can see it on your face. I know you feel it.
I feel it, but I feel like it has begun to diminish with our students now. we had a pride. It was a prideful thing to be a Bobcat to me. I still carry that pride. It bothers me that I feel like our community has diminished in support a little bit. It bothers me that our students don't have pride in being a Bobcat, in being a member of this community. And my goal is to try to do my best to bridge that gap and rebuild that pride in being a Bobcat.
Well, I think everybody knows how proud you are to be a Bobcat, and I see that in your work every single day. And I see it in the way that you've raised your son. I mean, for a sport athlete, taking care of his business in the classroom. What's your perspective on this? I mean, do you think that there's a pride of being a Bobcat in the halls of this school right now or this community, or how do you feel as a student?
I feel like it's gone down a lot. It's like we don't receive a lot of support in our sports or anything. We just feel like some people just don't care about hope.
So how do we change it? So this is kind of the next part of this conversation. This is what some people call the courageous part. How do we change it? What do we do from here?
It's going to have to be a two-part effort, a dual effort. We have to reach out to the community for the support, and the community has to be receptive of the bringing on the support. So we can ask, but our community has to be willing to give. We need the support. Our students need to know, not just our athletes, our students need to know that the community believes that they can achieve. The community wants them to achieve. The community is willing to give the support needed for them to be successful.
Right.
Because the teachers need the support. Some of the parents need the extra support. That's why I do my best. If a parent calls on me to see if I can help their student with their grades, help the student get registered for ACT, help the student get to college visits, I've done that. For my students, for my kid, for my athletes, I am always willing to bridge the gap, because if I wasn't able to, I would want somebody to do it for my kid.
And we have 2,300 kids.
Yes.
Right? And so
Yes.
it's not just a handful of us. It has to be truly a village making this thing happen.
Yes.
What do you think?
Just to copy off what she said, I feel like it really does have to be like a duo aspect of it. Like you can ask for support, but the other side has to be willing to give it.
So what do you think is lacking right now? The asking or the giving? And this is from your perspective, right? I mean, this is just whatever you think.
I feel like it's the asking.
Okay.
Like a lot of kids doesn't ask for help or nothing. They just go on, just sit there.
You agree?
I agree, and I also think it may be the giving too. We get so overwhelmed with our own things, our own stuff, because everybody has their own stuff going on, and sometimes we miss the mark a little bit. It may be a asking by difficult behavior. It may be asking by lashing out, and we miss the mark by not picking up on those things. So we have to be willing to be observant on all ends.
I agree. And you're talking, and I love both of you talking about from the student angle. Like the asking coming from the kids saying, help me. I believe parents send us the best students they have, and students show up in ways that we expect them to. So what expectations do we have? Do you feel like teachers had high expectations of you?
Yeah, I feel like they had high expectations for me.
So obviously your mom did, right? And your teachers did too, and you've obviously risen to that expectation. And you're exceptional anyway. I'm not saying you wouldn't have done that just naturally, but you've had people who've supported you, right? And I know that you've talked about that a little bit. So talk about that support piece. How have you seen teachers and staff members in Hope support kids in those ways that are life-changing?
I'll go from the coaching staff and the coaching area, because that's my home. As my kiddo said, we have an excellent coaching staff. Everyone talks, as I said again, about wins and losses, but no one sees the long hours that we put in, the time that we miss with our own kids, going to pick up students for practice to make sure that they get here, taking them home from practice to make sure that they get there, buying clothes, food, necessities that they may not be able to get. But we want to make sure that they have it and that they feel comfortable coming to us when they don't have it. I do that for my students as well. As I said, I was the parental engagement facilitator. I saw a lot of our kids didn't have jackets, shoes that were, I guess, not wholly or worn down.
Yeah.
I created a closet where it had household items, food, shoes, clothes,
Basic
toiletries,
necessities, yeah.
basic necessities. And it was open to the entire student body. And it wasn't something that, ooh, they going in there. It was hidden off so that the kids wouldn't feel embarrassed to
Right.
go in there and get the things that they need, because I saw that some of our kids really, really needed it.
It's
I try to
relationship
treat-
too,
yes.
right? Like you have to love the kids.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
do you feel like there's that love here, that we love our students?
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I tell my kids every day, even on my worst day, when they getting on my nerves, when they have ridden me down,
Yeah.
I love my job. I wouldn't choose any other profession. I love being a teacher.
I know this is a weird question, but I'm going to put it on you. You ready? Do you feel loved? I don't just mean with your mom. I just mean in the school system. Do you feel like the people that you see every day care about you?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
It starts with like even my football teammates. I feel like that all of my teammates love me. It really feels like a very great bond, and like even coming from the coaching staff and the teachers, they feel like they really give me the help that I need to become a better person.
And it's to me, if you think I'm wrong, I think it's about forming your own group of folks, right? People that you care about, that you spend time with, that you have a relationship with, and that could be your friends, your teammates like you were talking about, and those teachers that pour time and effort into you. So this is a tough question, and you don't have to be specific with names, but do you see students that don't have that, right? Do you see students that walk the hallways that don't have a friend group or don't have adults that are pouring into them, and how does that make you feel, if so?
It makes me feel like a little sad, and like I really care for them because they just walking around like no friend group, just look like they feel out of it. And it kind of like breaks my heart a little bit.
So what do you think their experience in school is?
I feel like they just don't want to be there, and like it's like how to explain it?
Floating by.
Yeah, flown by.
Because you've had that, right? You've had those group of people that have cared about you and poured into you, and you're killing it, man. You're doing a great job. As an educator, as a professional, you've been in the system a while. So do you see the same thing? Do you see kids that, for lack of better phraseology, kind of fall through the cracks?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's been too much let down, and so they're not reciprocal of the help. They, even when you try to reach out, they are aloof and standoffish because they've been let down so much that they don't have any trust or faith in anyone. So why ask or why act like I care when all you're going to do is let me down again? So better for me to just shun it off.
And that's just human nature. Like
Yeah.
that's a real part of human nature.
Yes.
So we're going to conclude this thing, but I'm going to give you a chance to preach. You ready? Okay. So, just talk to our audience here, our community a little bit. And we've talked about community involvement and the giving and receiving partnership and mentorship, that sort of thing. Just give our audience a little bit of feedback and maybe some wise words.
Okay. Being the parental engagement facilitator here at Hope High School, I've created a lot of opportunities for our parent and community members and liaisons to come in and volunteer, mentor to our students, pour into them, give them the encouragement and the uplifting that they need. We're always here for anyone that wants to come in and be an asset to our school. If you need anything from us, let me know. You can reach me at kelly.muldrew@hpsdistrict.org. I'm open to any output, input, whatever you have to give, we're here to receive. Thank you.
And we'll end on your word. What would you tell the audience?
I feel like my mother said everything that literally came out of my mind. So if you want to help, just hit my mother's email and we'll receive the help.
Guys, thank you for another wonderful conversation. I can't thank you two enough. I appreciate your time. Hope Public Schools. We're all in.